Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Martin from BigBoyPlants.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Philodendron Selloum. So in a nutshell, how do you take care of this plant? Well, let's take into account the following. Watering, you only need to water it on demand, so when you notice that the soil is dry, avoid overwatering because it can put it at risk of root rot. Second, put it under indirect bright light. Do not put it all the time under direct sunlight because it can burn its leaves. Third, you need to clean the leaves on a regular basis, and this will prevent plagues like spider mites or mealybugs to invade your plant. Last but not least, make sure to fertilize it on a regular basis as well, so you keep it healthy and thriving. Alright, so let's jump into the details. Alright, so when it comes to watering, the first thing you'll need to see or analyze is how moist is the soil. So you can poke your finger, and in this case you will notice that the soil is moist. So here there's no need to water this plant. But if you notice that the top layer of the soil is dry, then it may be a good time to water it. If you need to water it, just pour maybe a couple of cups of water, maybe 3. Put it gently all over the top layer of the soil, so you make sure that the base of the plant absorbs the water. Take it slowly, take it gently. You want to avoid overwatering because, as I said before, this can put your plant at risk of root rot, and you want to avoid that at all costs. You can see here, this is what you ideally want to achieve. Moist but not soggy soil. You'll see here that there's no water coming out, no excessive water. So that's the first tip that I can give you. Then when it comes to light, as I said before, you can keep it on a bright light, maybe a balcony or near a window where it can get indirect light. These plants need that in order to thrive. Take it easy with direct sunlight. So personally, what I prefer, I keep it near a window or in this balcony, and I keep it here most of the day. And maybe a couple of hours it will get direct sunlight, but then I move it to a place where there's more shade, and they will enjoy direct sunlight, but in low quantities or in a low amount. And that's why, because a lot of direct sunlight, can burn its leaves. So you want to avoid that, but you want to find that proper balance between promoting healthy photosynthesis but avoiding leaf burning. So now let's talk about humidity and hygiene. So these plants are originally from South America, tropical regions. So they need very humid environments in order to thrive. So you can, if you don't live in a very humid environment, you can increase its humidity by misting its leaves on a regular basis, or you can place it near a pebble tray as well, or near an humidifier. Moving on to hygiene. So you'll see that one of the coolest things about this plant is the majesty of its leaves. And you want to clean them maybe on a one time per week, or on a weekly basis, And basically I take a wipe, and after I mist them, just make sure to wipe them, or you can pretty much wipe them like this. And why is this important? Because it will take any cobweb or any eggs from maybe mealybugs that are forming there, and this will keep away the pests. And the two things you want to avoid with this plant is root rot and pests. Now let's talk about pruning. So you can prune its leaves if you don't want your plant to look very bushy. I personally like it like this with all of its leaves. But to keep it healthy, you can remove maybe dead leaves, or if you are planning to propagate it, you can cut some of the leaves from the base of the stem leaf, sorry, and then place that in a glass of water for maybe a couple of weeks, so the roots start coming out. By the way, if you want to check out how to propagate this plant, go to BigBoyPlants.com/Selloum. So last but not least, let's talk about temperature. These plants ideally grow in temperatures that are higher than 55 Fahrenheit degrees, and that's about 12, 13 Celsius degrees. So that's important for you to take into account. Please avoid abrupt temperature changes. So do not place them near a heater or an AC flow, because they don't like abrupt temperature changes. That's something you'll need to take into account. But overall, these are very beginner-friendly plants. Make sure to follow all these guidelines that I have mentioned, and you'll do pretty well. The vibes that these plants transmit are amazing, and I always enjoy looking at them every morning. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more tips and videos on how to take care of indoor plants. Until next time, happy planting.